How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are here with a brand new series and a brand new game that just recently got released. We are here in MLB The Show 22, ready to get our first franchise mode underway. Now, I have done a couple franchise modes in MLB The Show in the past, like 1.5 on YouTube, but I'm excited to get into this one, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment sections. If you are excited for this series, make sure to leave a like on the video, but here we go. The team we are going to be taking control of is none other than the Oakland Athletics. Yes, we will be the manager, the general manager of the A's, excuse me. And we're going to try and get this team to be competitive again. Now, the thing is, they've not really done a great job for us this offseason. I mean, let's be real here. They're not really a very good team, and they're only trading away players to get worse. I guess shedding payroll is something that you got to be, concerned about when you are the Oakland Athletics. They have the third smallest budget in the game at $93 million. I believe the other teams smaller are Cleveland and Baltimore are the only two teams that have a smaller budget than Oakland here. The only teams actually, Pittsburgh as well. So it's the fourth smallest. But those are the only four teams that have a team budget under $100 million. And I'm very excited to take on the challenge. Go to the team that started all the Moneyball stuff and see if we can add, some more success to that storied franchise that I think, has fallen on some rougher times now. I absolutely love the jerseys, and I'm excited. And hopefully, Oakland, a team that, it's pretty fun. I've always kind of, as an AL team, I've always kind of looked at them. I am personally a Reds fan. My Reds are currently playing right now on ESPN, but I am here to record this video for you guys. But taking a look, you can see they have plenty of advanced stats. So a lot of you guys may be coming from EA, playing Madden or Chell, which is what most of you guys are used to seeing me upload on my channel. There's not a lot of stats. Basically, in hockey, if you get a goal, they put up a goal, and if you get a point, they get up a point, right? Here, you got some more advanced numbers. You can see Sean Manaea last season was a very, very good pitcher. Wins above replacement, WAR of 3.6, and it's something I will be diving into. Strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, home runs per 9, fielding, independent pitching, component ERA, and then power to finesse ratio. So those are all great advanced analytics. We can dive deeper into those when we actually start doing some roster management. But Sean Manaea is our star player, and, well, you can see why. WAR of 3.6 last season. Frankie Montas as well. Here, a WAR last season of 4.4, so actually a better season. I mean, Sean Manaea is our #1 player. He's our highest paid player, I believe, if we can just sort. We can't sort right now. $15 million for Elvis Andrus. Really? We're paying $15 million in salary for Elvis Andrus? Okay. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and just dive in there. Take control of the Oakland Athletics. Our goal is to finish over 500 this season, and then our contract goal, which I believe is 3 seasons, is to reach the postseason. That's going to be hard when we rank 30th out of, I believe, 30 teams here. That's never what you want to see. I didn't really think I was picking the worst team in the league. I just thought I was picking a bad team. But Oakland, I am sorry. I didn't realize it was this bad. Contact 30th, power 30th, pitching 29th. At least they have some defense and a little bit of speed. Yeah, we're going to need a bit more than that, but let's go ahead and advance through here. GM contracts, we're going to keep. I'm going to think I might turn that on. I can turn that off because then we don't really have a goal. I'd like to keep that on because it will put some pressure on me and hopefully get some storylines for you guys here. No fantasy draft, no legends, not going to control the CPU. They are going to be able to trade, not going to force trades. Designated hitter is going to be on because of the new universal DH, which I think is an absolutely great rule, as well as the extra innings runner. I think that's so cool. I do understand what they're saying about the double headers not being 7 innings. I thought that was also a great addition to save on the pitching, make games more interesting. But when pitchers can go 6+ innings, you can go 6 1/3 in a quality start. You only really got 2 more outs and then in a double header. So anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the new changes for that. I think I might leave the scouting on manual. I may or may not. Hire and fire staff. I want to do all this stuff myself. Scouting is always one of those things that it does take time out of the video. I don't know how good or bad the scouting is in this game. So those of you that are veterans of MLB The Show franchise mode that may be stumbling on this because your favorite team is the Athletics, I should say, or you just, found this video and you're here. Let me know how good auto scouting is if you've toyed around with it, because I haven't done too much of MLB The Show franchise mode. I am on Xbox. I used to play all the time, like MLB The Show with David Wright on the cover. I played the crap out of that one as a kid. I then was not able to because there was no more baseball games. But here we go. Manual everything here. Let's continue, and let's just start at the regular season. I don't feel like going through and wading through and simulating through here's the scouting tool. I was going to say through the spring training. I don't feel like going through that. Player search. I love the player search feature. It's always a great feature. But let's go ahead and take a look at our team. Starting pitching wise, well, it could be better. Shamanea here leads the way with Frankie Montas, who's honestly a good player. I like him a lot. His hits per 9 and Ks per 9 are a little low for a starting pitcher for me. He's very solid. He's got great velocity. He's a heater, but to be honest, I'd like to see a little bit better of hits in Ks per 9. I like his walks per 9 and home runs per 9 is pretty good. Pitching clutch is fine at 66. Control 64, but velocity 95. You know, a little bit different than Shamanea here. Not quite the heater that Frankie Montas is, but a very good control pitcher, as you can tell by that 83 walks per 9. His control is only 67, so it's not as good as Frankie Montas, but in game, seeing him with that walks per 9 means he's not going to give up free passes. You're going to have to actually work to get on base. You're going to have to actually get a hit. And then you can see James Caprillion is our next best player, 28. Wow, there's really not a lot here. If we sort here by potential, we don't have any A potentials. Our best potential really comes in the way of Gunnar Hoglund and Ryan Cusick. So Gunnar Hoglund is a 22-year-old, 66 overall, looks pretty average at this point. You know, he's probably gonna chill down there. Probably not the A. Let's go ahead and sort here. Yeah, I'd like to move him up to probably AAA. Do we have any pitchers in AAA? Do we have any pitchers in AAA is the question. I think we have 4. Oh, no. Yeah, we do have 4 because you can see there MLB and AAA there. So there we go. We're going to move him up eventually. We're also going to move up Ryan Cusick here, who has got a nice pitch repertoire. 4-seam, curveball, slider, changeup, 2-seam. I like that a lot. Gunnar here has got a very basic. So they're both very basic pitcher, repertoire. But hey, if they develop into some solid players for us, I'll be very happy. In the way of the bullpen, really only one guy worth talking about here, Adam Kolarek. Looks pretty good, very, very solid. Does not get a lot of strikeouts, but I don't necessarily need a middle reliever to get strikeouts. And then we've got our closer here in Lou Trevino, who is a very, very good at limiting good contact. Okay, I guess it's strikeouts, not very good at limiting walks, so that's a little bit scary, but you bring him in to make the save. He's got the heat, a 95-mile-per-hour sinker to pair with that fastball and cutter, so a bunch of straight moving stuff, a circle change, and then a slurve. That's really off speed. Holy smokes. You pair that sinker with the slurve, the cutter with the slurve, that'd be a great, nasty pitch 1-2. Last season, he had 22 saves, 8 holds, only blew 4 saves, so that's pretty good. In 71 games, 73 innings pitched here, only 5 home runs as well, so I'm satisfied with the closer position. It's not a position that I'm going to look to upgrade immediately. Next up, we have the catchers, and yes, this is where our star fielder is in Sean Murphy. Not the best at hitting, right? He's not really going to slap the ball around. It's either big contact or big power or not. But he's got a great arm. He's not going to get stolen on very often. You can see his quirks here. Catcher pop time, excels at throwing out base stealers. So good to see that as well. Reacts quickly to the ball when fielding. Love that as well. So he's really a defensive catcher, not necessarily an offensive catcher. Then we have Stephen Vogt here, who's 37. He's really on his way out. Making way for Shea Langeliers, I believe is how you would say that name. He's 24 with A potential. Again, not a very great hitting catcher, but you're not going to find too many great hitting catchers. As long as he's good at defense, I'm solid with that. And as long as he's not a detriment at the plate, I can live with that. And then Tyler Soderstrom is another guy. Pretty good hitting stats already. Fielding does need to be a little bit better. That arm can grow, but he's only 20 with that A potential. I'm very excited for him. He's one for the future. Looking at first base, we got Jonah Bride in the majors right now. Lawrence Butler should probably be at first base, if you ask me. He's 65 overall at 21. He's not a great hitter, but we really don't have any great hitting first basemen It's probably somewhere we'd need to look to upgrade. A speedy first baseman in Lawrence Butler. Really, I feel like this guy's more of an outfielder. Just the way I'm looking at that fielding and that speed, it really reminds me more of an outfielder, considering his secondary positions are left, right, and center. So probably somebody we might move to the outfield, call him up, put him in the outfield. Who knows? Might flourish out there defensively. I mean, 70s all across the board. Sorry, I keep bouncing back and forth. No quirks for him, but that's fine. He's only got that C potential, so a little disappointed that we don't really have somebody in the pipeline here. Same thing here. You know, you'd think that when a player, or that when a team tears it down, they get a lot of good prospects back. So far, not seeing too many. The catchers, we got a couple good catchers, right? Shea Langeliers is one of the top players, or top prospects. Same thing with Tyler Soderstrom. So we'll see how that one goes. Then we got second base here. Tony Kemp, 30 years old. He is currently making $2.3 million, which is not bad at all. We'll check out the salaries in just a minute. But the one to talk about here is really Max Muncy, the prospect to talk about here in the at the second base position. 19, 69, 19 B potential, excuse me, in single A. Probably pull him up to double A. See how he does there. Maybe triple A, but I think I'd like to not rush him. He's only 19. He can also play shortstop, which would be really, really good, considering, you know, we kind of need a shortstop too. We have things there. We'll stop there in a second, but we're now on our way to third. Jeremy Ironman is the guy to look at here. B potential, 68. Body's only 25. Jordan Diaz is the guy in the majors with that D potential. Not too excited. I guess really Zach Geloff. Wow, guys, we're going to have a lot of work to do, but I'm excited for it. Sheldon Noyce here is the guy that we should probably be talking about as our third baseman. He's the best one we got. I mean, hitting-wise, nobody on this team is good. That's why we're 30th in contact and 30th in power. Looking at shortstop, we've got Elvis Andrus here, who instantly is making too much money. $15 million for Elvis Andrus is too much. I'm sorry. He doesn't provide, you know, what we'd like to see, an OPS of 614. That's not what you want to see. I mean, he's a shortstop, right? I care about him defensively, but a negative WAR in back-to-back seasons is never what you want to see. And you can see the runs created, 45.8. Meh, it's okay. Really, he peaked back when he was with the Texas Rangers here. You can see a much better player back in, you know, 15, 16, 17, especially in that 16, 17, 1, 2. You can see that's the one time his WAR was above 2. You know, anything above 2, you're looking at a starter level. From 0 to 2, you're looking at, well, I guess 0.1 to 2, you're looking at platoon players, and then 0 is replacement players that you could probably just pick up a free agent for better. So those are his 2 best seasons, and, well, I guess he's still making his money based off of that. This is the last year of his deal. We have a minor league option to use on him. The option I'd like to use is that trade option. Then we would have to find somebody to play here, but I think Robert Puason, I don't know how to say his name, but he could play shortstop for us. He's not a great hitter, but I mean, he's not that much worse than Elvis Andrus by any stretch of the imagination. Logan Davidson here as well could platoon with Robert Puason. I wish there was a way that I could see his name. I'm terrible with names, so get used to it. Kevin Smith here, definitely not a guy that I'm worried about at all. Robert might play in the AAA for a little while just because, you know, he's 19, 71 overall. So he's the second best shortstop we got, but at 19, it might be a little too early to bring him up to the show. Taking a look at the outfield. I wish I could just look at all outfield at once, but we'll start in left. We've got Chad Pinder, who's not terrible. Not at all. Like, I'm not upset with Chad Pinder. You're not going to be a superstar everywhere, but he can play everywhere, speaking of everywhere, and a decent fielder at that. That's, guys, like, that's what I'm saying. Our first baseman, Lawrence Butler, looks more like an outfielder than he does a first baseman. That's just my guess. Lazaro Armenteros, 68 with a B potential, 22, good fielder, already got some speed, so you love to see that we have speed in the system, a lot of speed in the pipeline here. Not a lot of good left fielders, though. That's why maybe this is a spot that Lawrence Butler could step into. He can step into left field. Yeah, it's probably the most wide open spot for him. Then we got center Raymond Laureano, 80 overall, probably our best hitter by a long stretch. I mean, especially against lefties. He's got that contact against left, and he's got that power against righties. AA stats, he's not going to be in the AA for very long. Plays well at night, and is extremely accurate arm. So that's what you want to see out of your center fielder there. In the system, not really too many guys to think about here. Christian Pachi and then Gabriel Maciel are two guys that, you know, you could think about. Speedy boys, but not the best at the plate. So if they get on, it's probably going to have to be by a walk. In right field, finally, we've got Seth Brown here, who's got a little bit of power. Good power, I'd have to say. 81, 72. Not bad at all. He's making $700,000, so I'm cool with that. Can play all over the place. First, left, center, you know, everywhere. He's not got the greatest arm, so we might keep him over there in right. Decent speed, though, so he's going to be a solid bat for us. I'm not really too concerned about his defense just yet. Once we finally get runners on and start scoring some runs, we can worry about preventing the other team from scoring them after our pitchers give up a hit. I want to focus on starting pitching and hitting. We can find relievers in defense later, but the first things first, we need to at least put up some runs and not just be a total sieve at the plate. Anyway, here is our MLB roster. Only 3 players over an 80. Sean Murphy, I'm sorry, you are 27. You deserve better. The fans deserve better. Are you kidding me? You guys deserve, if you're an A's fan watching this, you deserve better. Elvis Andrus does not deserve better than $15 million. Not in the slightest. Taking a look at the salaries, sorting the opposite direction. Sean Manaea is probably worth his contract at 9.8. I'd probably be fine with that. Steven Piscotty, probably not worth his contract. Frankie Montas, definitely exceeding his contract for sure. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the budget. That's another thing that we want to look at. So there we go. We have $54 million in available budget. Yeah, well, I mean, they're slashing payroll. Can you... Holy smokes. Yeah, $54 million. We have so much money left in our budget for this season. So, $49 million in projected yearly surplus. I think for now we'll try and keep it that way. Looking at the rotation, yeah, they've got everything set up here. The bullpen, Deolis Guerrera, not bad, not a bad relief pitcher. He's actually, I like him a lot. And then Lou Trevino with Adam Kolarek as our setup man. So I'm actually satisfied with it. We got, you know, a couple lefties here. Adam Kolarek, a good lefty relief pitcher, may have to make way. Should we make a trade? Taking a look at our goals, they want us to finish over 500. That's all they want us to do. Our job security is average, and we're a CGM. Now, taking a look at the free agents, guys, that could come in and help us out. Michael Conforto, the former Met, could definitely be an asset to this team. The question is, he wants $28 million at 5.6 a year. 5.6 a year for a guy like Conforto would instantly bolster the outfield. He'd be definitely a very, very good player to go after. So would John Curtis here, the free agent, right-handed relief pitcher. Looks like a solid guy to add to the bullpen. I mean, guys, we could just stock up on free agents. I'm not going to make any moves until you guys let me know in the comment section. I do want to make this a challenge. I know they did make trading more difficult, you know, so if I wanted to go out and trade for somebody, it's not going to be as simple as just giving them a bunch of C starting pitchers or an A closing pitcher that everybody seems to be able to find. You know, for example, if we wanted to, you know, get Cedric Mullins here, there's no way that we're going to acquire Cedric Mullins, which makes sense, right? Can we acquire Chris Sale? Yeah, we can't do that either, but we can get, you know, I'm obviously not saying like let's get Devers, but oh, I did that wrong. Yeah, okay, there we go. So we're not gonna get Devers, we're not gonna get Sale. Oh, we could get Sale if we traded basically everything good about our team. Chris Sale is not worth it, but there we go, guys. So like Cedric Mullins, could we get a guy like Cedric Mullins? We could, but it would cost us Frankie Montas, Raymond Laureano, and Seth Brown. So no thanks, not something I'd like to do. Our budget would increase, whoop-de-doo. But that's okay. But again, trading is not going to be something that I think we're going to be able to build up just yet. Maybe trading current players, you know, taking a look at a guy like Sean Manaea. He's making that $9.8 million. Suggest a trade for anything at this point. The Red Sox would give us Jeter Downs, who doesn't look too bad, and Nick Pivetta, who would instantly slot into our starting rotation to replace Sean Manaea. They have a second trade there, a bullpen guy and a catcher. Thank you, we don't need catchers. But you guys can see, we could take the approach of going after some guys like Oswald Peraza, and then getting Chad Green for the bullpen is not a terrible option for a guy like Sean Manaea, right? The only thing I'm worried about is we don't have that starting pitcher behind him, that guy waiting in the wings. Gunnar Hoglund, maybe. I'd like to keep him down for a year or two, but guys, it's going to be a struggle for sure. I also don't plan on playing. I plan on managing when we get to the postseason someday. But until then, I don't plan on playing any critical situations. I plan on just calendar simming, and we will get through that eventually, not in this episode, because this episode we are just going to break down what's going on. So taking a look at sponsorships, I should probably add some sponsorships. We'll just do both of these because they're all I have. Yes, and it's already in use. Awesome. So maybe a little bit of extra money there. Viewing the budget, we already took a look at this. Player contracts, I don't think there's any other... Yeah, there's nothing else we can do here. Elvis Andrus, I would really love to get him off the books for sure. Taking a look, scouting, there you go. We can see our scouting. Yeah, basically anything not center, catcher, or right field. I mean, everything's upgradable for sure, but I will have to assign the scouts unless you guys think scouting on auto is better. Let me know. Again, I want to do this as efficiently as possible for you guys and making it easy on myself so that I'm not stopping every 4 days to scout. So let's actually take a look at what a trade would look like for Elvis Andrus. What could we get for him? He's not got a lot of trade value, but here we go. I'm looking for prospects. I don't really need players right away. Again, the prospects are they're just not good. The Guardians would give us Nolan Jones, Logan Allen, maybe Jonathan Bolin. I mean, it's not exciting. I think Blaine Enlow is the best player we've seen, 23-year-old starting pitcher. Peter Solomon and Brian Abreu, 2 pitchers, but in their mid-20s, they don't have too much time to grow. Joe Adell is probably the best player we've seen. All right, I'll take back what I said about Blaine Enlow and say Joe Adell, right fielder, 22A, 63 overall, not bad at all. Could be something we would get so much more in budget thanks to Elvis Andrus leaving. But I think I might do that trade, or at least look to do a trade like it. I don't want MLB players now. Heck, I could even play a guy like Joe Adell in the majors. I could instantly play him. That was who? The Angels? Yeah, Joe Adell probably would get it to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at him a little bit deeper, a little bit closer. Let's get to the Angels. Right fielder Joe Adell. There he is. A potential. Bats right. Very weak batting against anything except for power against lefties. He's got a lot to do in that batting. He's got a lot to do fielding, but he is speed. He is a speedster. Correct. Thank you. He has elite running speed. His contract, obviously, we could renew it for 2 more seasons, and then he'd be arbitration eligible in 3 seasons, and that would be fantastic for us. He could be a decent player to get. I don't think he's going to add a lot, though. I am worried about that. He has played in the majors a little bit. Looks like he did okay last season. How was he? The positive WAR, he was better than replacement. I mean, that's his rookie season. I'm not going to complain too much. Strike out a lot less. I think this season, though, he did have 120 at-bats. So 130 at-bats, 260 at-bats is nothing, nothing serious in the majors at this point, but runs created 15, that's okay. Range factor 2.5. Not entirely sure what that means, but we'll, maybe play into it there. But I think that would be the guy I'd like to go after, probably for where is he? Elvis Andrus. There he is. And I am seeking, can I just say, I'm seeking everything except for catchers? Like, literally, I'm seeking everything but catcher. Oh, I can only set 5. Yeah, anyway. We'll seek starting pitching. We'll seek first. Definitely need a first baseman upgrade. There's a lot to do, guys. I mean, I don't want to just splash a ton of cash in free agency because that just feels like disingenuous to what the team is doing right now. Or, I mean, obviously nobody's happy with what they're doing. And we're the worst team in baseball, so, a whole team of free agents would help, but I just don't think I want to. I mean, we have the money to splash cash, but, I mean, are we going to pinch pennies for a year? I don't know. You guys, I really want to see where you guys want this series to go, how you want it to be. I thought about imposing a rule where I couldn't sign free agents. The only acquisitions could be via trade or via the draft, which I think would be really cool and really fun. Or then I thought about maybe not signing anybody over a 80 overall or a 75 overall, nobody over those overalls, trying to get those discount players or maybe over a certain contract price. So you guys let me know what you think I should be doing, what you guys think would be interesting or fun to watch, because I obviously don't want to be struggling for 3 years and then get fired. It's going to be a struggle, though. It's definitely going to be a struggle for sure. But you can see catcher, we're honestly set at catcher. Starting pitching is okay for now. I think, maybe a good draft would help, but we really don't have anybody at first. We really don't have anybody in the infield. Really, we don't. I mean, Elvis Andrus, he's our third, fourth best player at this point. So it's not great to see that. But you guys let me know your thoughts. I really do want to make this an interactive series, and I do love hearing all the comments from you guys. Those are fun to read, and especially when I'm breaking into something a little bit different that I don't normally do. I thought about doing a March to October, but I wanted that true, authentic franchise mode where I can jump in at any moment. I can manage the games. I want that true, authentic experience. But guys, you let me know what you want to see. You let me know your thoughts on me jumping into MLB The Show, and if you're excited, make sure you leave a like on this episode. But guys, that's all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
This a free for all before we fall. This a free for all before we fall. Took some L's, but I guess you can't win them all.